Hello, hello, hello. We are back. Another round of using up your 12 by 12s. So what we are going to do today are these nifty little folios. This is another item presented by Shani Blue on YouTube. And as usual, it will be linked in the description. The channel will be linked in the description, and the video will be attached at the end. I killed some time last night and did 4 off camera. Got 2 more to do. But this is what we're going to work on. I do have magnets on these ones. So they magnet close. It opens up. You've got a flip up here that has a pocket. A pocket here. And then there's a pocket here, a big pocket. A pocket here, and a pocket here. So it flips up, writing space, pocket, 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 pocket. Closes, closes. So let's have some fun. Maybe I'll actually have time to do 2 of these on camera. We'll see. Okay, so again, starting with a 12 by 12. You're going to score at 6 inches right down the center. If you have directional paper, you're going to want to score across the horizontal versus the vertical, because this will be folded in half at that 6-inch line. So if you have a directional piece, you want to make sure that you're scoring, you know, if this was the direction, this was the top, and this was the bottom, and your stuff is facing this way, you want to make sure that you're scoring it this way, so that way when you fold it, your direction is correct. You will have some upside down stuff, because again, this is folding. So whatever is right side up here is going to be upside down here, and vice versa. I did try to go with non-directional stuff for the purposes of this. Oh, I took all my clips out. I'm like, why does my book keep closing? Because I took my clip off. Okay, so 6-inch, right? Turn it 90 degrees. You're going to score at 2 inches, but only to that center score line. At 2 to that 6-inch score line, and at 10 to that 6-inch score line. Okay. Make sure that one was straight. And then at 6 inches, you're going to score all the way to the bottom, which for you guys is off screen. Then you're going to flip it a complete 180. So this piece down here is now going to come up on top. You're going to score this at 1 3/8 down to that center score line. And then at 10 5/8 down to that score line. Okay? I'm going to score both of them while I've got my scoreboard out, and then I can get it out of the way. So again, see, this is non-directional. Flowers can go in any way. They do go in each direction on this, so I'm not worried about it. So again, I'm going to score at 6. Turn it 90 degrees. At 2 down to that 6-inch score. At 10 down to that 6-inch score. And at 6 all the way down. Then we're going to turn it 90, 180 score at 1 3/8 down to that center score. 10 5/8. Whoops, got my finger in the way. 10 5/8 down to that center. Okay? So it's hard to see, but you should have 3 score lines. Here, here, and here. Score line here. This score line goes to here. And then just a little bit to the sides, you've got your 2 inches here and here. Go from the center, and then your center line. Since this one's the one that's on my desk, we're going to go ahead and start with this one. So on where you have your 2-inch, piece, you're going to cut from the edge just to that score line. Excuse me, magnets. Okay, you're going to flip it around and do the other side again from the edge just to that 2-inch score line. Get off my scissors. Okay. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. There's your 2-inch, there and there. I will trim that. I got a little nub there. The big scissors can't really get to it as well. Now you're going to cut this line here. So you got on the side that's got your 2-inch pieces. You're going to cut this center line to the midpoint. Again, I'm just folding it so that I can cut it both sides at once. This is an approach I learned from Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. Rather than cut up one side of the fold and then cutting up the other side, if you fold it and cut, you cut both sides at the same time. Okay, so now you should look like this. You got a 2-inch, 2-inch here, 2-inch here, 1 3/8 and 1 3/8 here, and then your 2 panels and your 2 panels. Okay? Now you're going to fold these in. And those are your pockets. Fold these up. These go this away. This one of them you'll have to decide. So when this folds over, this becomes a triple pocket. If you fold this, does this still close? Which it does. For some reason, it doesn't work the other way. See, it gets in the way this way. And this doesn't want to close. I don't know why. It's all the same measurements. But for whatever reason, it only wants to go in one direction. And it's weird that the flap is a darker brown. I didn't notice the color variation when I was doing it. Okay, so now we got to put all our little thumb notches. For me, these are the, when they go like this when they're closed, but if you open them back up, they're even. So it makes more sense to me to put them like this while I'm hole punching. So again, it's 6 inches, so 3 is where it's at. I also want to hole punch or thumb notch this edge up here for that internal pocket, and also this one. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do just this flap here. This flap right here. And then we're going to put these two together and punch them at the same time. Now, if you're going to be putting a magnet closure, this is where you're going to need to do it, because it needs to go on the inside of this pocket here. Because when you close this down, you want the magnet to be glued on this back page here. See? You want it to be glued there so that when this part comes down, it makes contact. Okay? And you want to make sure, there's a couple of them that I did that were dangerously close to not being in the right place. So I'm going to try to 1 and 1, 2, 3, not go there. So half, 1, 2. I'll try to go about there. Again, this is the inside of the pocket, so you don't have to worry about marking it up. I almost put that dot right on. Okay, just a smidge off. And when I went to bed last night, I forgot to close my glue, so might have to fight with it a little bit first thing this morning. Looks like it's good to go. So I'm going to put a little dollop of glue right where I just drew that dot. My glue will dollop. I'm going to take a magnet, drop it in that glue. Now I got to remember, this is the inside of a pocket, right? So in order to not get hung up on that magnet with whatever you're going to stuff in there, you want to cover that magnet. All I'm using is tissue paper. It doesn't matter what you cover it with. It's the inside of a pocket. So you can use tape. You can use washi. Whatever you have at your disposal. It just needs to be something that is going to help things slide over that magnet without it falling off. Okay, so making sure that paper is all squished down, because again, you don't want the paper to then become a sticking point. Okay, now we're going to, whoops. Now you can't do it this way unless you want this flap to stay open. You could do a pocket this way and do this pocket this way, and then this be a flip as well when you're making this. You just have to be careful of what you're using to cover the magnet. I don't know how well you can see that, but you can see the tissue paper. So maybe I'll do the next one like that rather than like this. Maybe the next one I'll go this way Then you'll have this flip out. So it'll be like this. This will flip out. This will flip out. We'll have a pocket here, a pocket there, and then all this writing space. You know, I don't know. I kind of like it this way. You end up with 1, 2, 3 pockets, and then a flip with a pocket. You still have this writing space here. You can put paper here to give this, turn this into a writing space as well, and then it folds up and closes. So while I'm at this stage, I'm gonna go ahead and attach the other half of the magnet. This part's easy. You just go like that. Oh, you know what? I need to glue the pockets first because I got to clip that. Reverse. Okay, so for this pocket, you're going to glue up this long edge. You can put glue here on the fold if you want. If you do, it's going to stop here. If you don't, it's going to stop here at this fold. And it'll go over that magnet. It's up to you how you want to do that. Going this way, you know, may have noticed, is it goes over, it covers the magnet just a little bit. So that also is an extra way in which you can mitigate getting caught up on that magnet, is because the pocket's only going to go to the very tippy top of the magnet. See, the magnet's right there, and there's the bottom of the pocket. I do want to round corners. I forgot to do that. I'm gonna round. I like to round all the corners. I like that look. Might as well do this one too before it finishes drying. Okay, again, this is going to be a flip out, so I do need to glue that pocket. Why didn't this? Like that corner didn't round very well. Okay, now for this, you've got this pocket. I'm going to put glue down the side, glue down this side, up. You don't worry about any of this part because you're not going to see it down here. So no matter how much of a mess you made gluing that magnet in, or whatever you use to cover the magnet, it doesn't matter because you're not going to see it. Once this pocket is closed, boom, bam, right? It's like it never existed. Got strips everywhere. Okay, now we're going to spin this one around so I can do this pocket here. Now this, you just have to decide, do you want your pocket on the inside or you want your pocket on the outside? Either way, it's a pocket is going in an opposite direction. You can also decide whether you want this to be a pocket as well. I did that on this one. This is glued down. Oh, I should probably glue that edge. Otherwise, it's not a pocket, it's a pokey through. Rubbing off the extra glue. Come in with my glue eraser, I think, after the fact. And then I rubbed it off onto the next one under. So this one has 1, 2, 3 pockets this way, and 1, 2 pockets this way. And I did that because this paper wanted to crack when I folded it. It's textured paper. It's got a little bit of glitter to shine to it. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it is a textured paper. And when I folded this center line, it wanted to crack. So it would just be a matter of time, somebody flipping this up and down, up and down, up and down, the flap would have just fallen off. So I went ahead and glued that down and turned it into a pocket. So this one's a little different. And again, the magnet is there. But you can decide that at this point. If you wanted to glue it down, I would, like I did on that green one, I would do another thumb notch here. You know, and then glue it down. I kind of like the idea of having the hidden pocket on the inside as well. This, I like the versatility of a lot of these, that you can do variations. You know, you get to decide where do you want, how you want your pockets to present, where you want them. Do you want them on this side or that side? Do you want this to be a flap, or do you want it to be another pocket? You know, all those things are at the creator's discretion. Little silicone glue, it just rubs right off. So this one, I'm going to have an inside hidden pocket on this flap. Okay, then this closes and this goes over. So this is where I do the last of the I do the last magnet. Is things first, is I just drop it, and that tells me where I need to add the glue. Oh, sorry, that's not what I do there. I know what I was thinking, because the glue needs to glue to the flap. So you put the magnet down, put glue on top of the magnet. Pull your flap over, and that puts your magnet on the flap where it needs to be. And then I just use a little clip to hold it in place while that dries. 23 minutes, good, we got time. We can do the second one. So again, you're going to position this so that you have your 2-inch or 2-inch. And your 4 and your 4, right? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. So these are your 4-inch side, your 2-inch edges. You're going to trim this edge and this edge. Going to cut those open. So again, I fold it in half. And I just cut as close to that fold as I can. You don't want to cut it like way out here, because you don't want that, unless you want that big old gap there. You just want to cut just the tiny little bit. Okay. And then on the same side where you have your 2-inch flaps, you're going to cut that 6-inch, that center line up to the midpoint. So you're going to fold it in the opposite direction. you're like me, you're going to fumble finger it for a few times. I do like to try to have the fold toward me so that I can kind of keep an eye on how much I'm cutting off. So again, so here's where we're at. You got your slit cut here on the 2-inch, and on that same flap you're going to cut down that center. So again, we're folding, 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 getting all those creases. This is folding up, this is folding over. Kind of like, since this is more masculine patterning, I kind of like it so that this is a hidden pocket down in here. And I think I'm going to leave the corners squared off as well. Now, because this is dark, I'm going to mark it on the light side. Otherwise, I'm never going to be able to see what I'm doing. So again, I'm centering this. It's nice and easy. It's 6 inches across, so it's an easy 3-inch. So this, I'm not going to do up here because this is going to be another flip out. It's not going to be a pocket because you're going to flip this out and there's going to be a pocket in here. Flip this out and there's going to be a pocket there. Okay, so I'm only doing this edge here and here for those 2 pockets. Then I'm flipping this one over. Going there. Okay. And then we need my hole puncher. Not my hole puncher, my whale tail punch that I use for creating those notches. And then we're gonna fold these in half so I can see my hash mark. Okay. Now, since this is going to be on the inside, again, you got to be wary of where you're putting what you're covering with. So right about there is where the magnet needs to go. That was close. It's close to hitting center. So right there is where the magnet needs to go. Right there. Now this paper has a little tear in it, so I'm going to do a repair on that at the same, while I'm at it. Doesn't have to be much. Just going to put this down there. I can trim that off. And because this is tissue paper, I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to double it over that tear. Okay. Just kind of fortifying it. And again, you don't have to worry about how it looks on the inside because it's the inside of the pocket. Nobody's going to see it. Okay. And then we also need to secure this magnet inside that pocket. I want to make sure I don't go any higher than this little loopy. So I'm going to kind of put a dot underneath where you can't really see it. So you don't want to go any higher than that. I do want a little bigger piece than that. Putting the glue down here instead of on the paper, just because, I don't know if you noticed in the last one, I struggled a wee bit getting it on the paper. So just pushing that down around, making sure those edges are secured with the glue, and then coming in and adding where I need to. Because we want to make sure that paper is fully glued down. So as not to get caught when you're putting stuff in and out of the pocket. Now I am rolling this glue off. That's only because I don't want to sit and wait for it to dry. You could, because again, it's the inside of the pocket. Nobody's going to see it. But I don't want to sit here and wait for it to dry. So we're going to roll it off. Okay, we're going to trim this. And voila. Magnet is applied. Okay. Now we're going to glue this little flap on the edges. We're going to glue this pocket up. Also on this one, we're going to glue this edge here. My glue is sticky. And this edge over here. And glue that pocket up. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold this over so that way I can hold both pockets at the same time. And then this will flip out. You'll have a pocket here and a pocket here. Now this, by the way, when you watch the video, you won't see that Shani added these two pockets here. I did that variation because if you don't, you'll have to cut off 1.5 inches in order to fit it into a journal because it is actually 6 inches wide. And it won't fit, it'll hang over. So for me, rather than cutting this off and having a scrap, I went ahead and just turned them into pockets. So otherwise you would cut off here and here, and then when you folded this up, your edges would be at the edges of these pockets and they would just fold together. But again, for me, that's just creating scraps. I'm going to glue this pocket. close it and close it. Thought I had another single magnet out, but I guess not. Again, just drop it. Put glue on the magnet. Put glue on the magnet. It's a little much. It's like stiff peaks. My glue has stiff peaks. Put that down. This one should be holding good enough for now. I'm going to take that, switch this over to this side. Make sure it didn't glue to this. That happened to another one. And there we have it. So it opens out. This flips down and there's a pocket on the inside. Lots of writing space, decoration space. And then this one has 1, 2, 3 pockets there. Each one's a little different, but there we go. So once this dries, I will have 6 new ones to add to my Etsy shop. That's Peace and Cues, all one word, .etsy.com. And these will be available listing, let's see, these will be listed June 8th. So you'll be watching this video June 8th. So after you watch the video, you can go into my Etsy shop and you will find these listed for sale. So we have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and the one we just got done making. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the thumbs up on the way out if you didn't do so on the way in. And do all those other YouTubey things, the likes, the shares, and leave a comment below. And we will talk to you in the next video. Peace out.